Welcome to our continued coverage of the TIA Network of the Future conference. We're here with BKE, CTO of Interdigital. Welcome.
Thank you.
What will make up 5G? And by that I mean, what will be the defining points to 5G so we know we've arrived?
Yeah. Actually, every generation has a theme. Next generation is against the 4G. 4G is sort of a massive internet connection. 5G is the internet connection to the things, and also massive is the high bandwidth, which means a lot of high broadband capability, such as 1 gigabit to every desktop. That is the defining moment of the 5G.
What are some of the major obstacles or challenging factors driving 5G?
Actually, it's challenging is there are three distinctive requirements out of the 5G. One is the gigabit per second to the desktop, which means at least is the 10 gigabit per second overall aggregated bandwidth. And the second one is we call densification. It's million device 1 kilometer square. And we have to serve like coming from the IoT type of the communication. Third thing is coming from the ultra reliable and low latency requirement. Low latency means less than 1 millisecond reaction time. And all three requirements has to be combined into the one 5G system. That is the challenge.
Do you think 5G will be an enhancement of the current architecture, or will it be a completely different architecture?
Actually, it's migration from 1G, 2G, 3G, 4G, 4G to 5G. Somewhat is evolutionary. But 5G would be a little bit different architecture. For example, my view, my personal view, not necessarily company's view or whole industry's view. We have been developing the outside of the cellular architecture. We did a pretty good job to providing the connections throughout the outside of the buildings, outside of our house, and outside of Starbucks. But inside, we have been relying on the Wi-Fi or 802.11 technologies. 5G, we're going to be emphasizing the much more indoor applications, indoor data traffic improvement. The reason is around more than 80% of the traffic is generated and terminated by indoor and from indoor. And which means lots of traffic should be going allocated to the indoor applications. But we have almost 1 gigahertz of spectrum for the outdoor. If you aggregated all the spectrum so far allocated, it's a little bit less than 1 gigahertz. In the United States, around 670 megahertz. And this spectrum will going to serve the outdoor pretty well with this spectrum. But indoor, I already mentioned about 1 gigabit per second for the desktop, and which need a tremendous amount of spectrum. Probably millimeter wave, we're going to provide that kind of a spectrum because we don't have much spectrum in the other band. That's why we are exploring this millimeter wave band. And they're gonna have a little bit different architectures instead of same as the 4G architectures.
What are some of the specific areas of 5G that Interdigital is working on?
Well, we are working on especially for low latency and ultra reliable communication system. And of course, everybody working on the broadband wireless communication, such as how we can increase the number of antennas. Number of antennas is theoretically is said proportional to the spectral efficiency given by the point-to-point communication. And that's why we are emphasizing in that area, but particularly we are addressing the ultra-low latency issue. How can we generate the coding scheme can respond pretty rapidly to the transmitter as to whether the data received is correct or not. Those kind of channel coding scheme, we are working on it. And also, we are working on some other area, such as IoT connection areas, how we can build up the security over this IoT communication system.
Thank you so much for being with us here today.
Thank you.